This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, June 23rd, 2020. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Two popular area restaurants were temporarily closed late last week due to employees testing positive for the COVID-19 virus. We mentioned this a little bit earlier yesterday, but both establishments did close for a period of time to completely re-sanitize the facilities and to have all their employees tested for the virus. The two involved were the Stony River Steakhouse and Grill over at the Annapolis Mall, as well as Red Hot and Blue over on the Broadneck Peninsula. We did talk to Scott McMullen, who's a local attorney here with Scott McMullen Law, and asked if there was any kind of a legal concern for the restaurants. And in the conversation to us, he said, I think there's an open question, and I've been advising and helping my business clients with specifically tailored COVID-19 waivers to help limit their risk and liability. As everyone's aware, including judges, these are unprecedented times, and there isn't a playbook for businesses and restaurants just yet. We did contact the health department, and oddly enough, according to the health department in Anne Arundel County, they do not monitor any restaurant closures due to COVID-19. Ellen Jones, who is the spokesperson for the department, said the steps the two restaurants took are above and beyond what the CDC recommends, but we do not monitor restaurants for COVID-related closings. I don't know whether that poses a problem when you get into contact tracing, because if a customer is able to get the virus from an employee, you may not know who that customer is, especially if they paid cash or perhaps they weren't the one actually paying the bill. On Sunday at about 6 a.m., the Annapolis Fire Department responded to the Annapolis Maritime Museum in the 700 block of 2nd Street for a boat fire. It was the drake tail, which is a boat used to harvest oysters, was on fire. They quickly extinguished it and quickly determined that it was intentionally set and declared it an arson. Now, the damage was very minimal, but the campus was closed for the most part due to the COVID, has had some vandalism in the past. If you want to go to eyeonannapolis.net, we did have an update to that original story, and there is a person of interest. You want to check it out. There is a very clear picture that came from a camera at the Maritime Museum. And if you have any information or can identify that person, you want to contact the Fire and Explosives Unit at 410-263-7975, and you want to go with option number 3. And here's some unfortunate foreshadowing of things to come. Maryland's largest hotel has filed a layoff notice for thousands of employees. We're talking about the Gaylord National Resort and Convention Center in National Harbor down in Prince George's County, and they intend to lay off 2,077 employees effective June 15th. Ryman Hospitality Properties, which does own the Gaylord Hotel, said they are expecting a late July reopening. And as we all know, the hospitality industry has really been pummeled during this COVID-19 pandemic. And unfortunately, convention hotels may be some of the hardest hit, as this one is, because conventions and larger gatherings are probably going to be some of the last things to reopen up. And finally, as we wrap up, some better news, some much better news for the Annapolis Maritime Museum. They have announced new micro-wedding packages located at the waterfront property in Eastport. These packages are going to include all the details you would expect of a full-blown wedding, but they're going to be short, and they're all going to be limited to 20 people. They are only going to be offered on 2 days, July 25th and August 1st. It will cost $5,000 for the package, and that does include 20 people, includes the catering, the flowers, the photographer, an officiant, a wedding coordinator, as well as all the rentals for tables and tents and everything else like that. You can find out more information at amaritime.org. And this is really kind of cool. I don't know. To me, it seems like a little bit of Las Vegas coming into Annapolis. They do have about 4 or 5 weddings scheduled for each of those days. Honestly, it's one of the most beautiful places in Annapolis. It's one of the most beautiful places to get married, and this is a great, really smart idea. All right, that does it for us today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day, because we're going to update these stories and more throughout the day as they come in. If you're someplace you can leave us a rating or a review, please do that as well, because it will help us grow. Let your friends, family, and colleagues know about how to get a podcast, how to download it, subscribe to this one. And other than that, hang tight. We've got George Young with your local DMV weather forecast. He's coming up in just 1 minute. But first, Here's Rick Peters from Solar Energy Services.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from Dmv Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with Dmv Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Tuesday, June 23rd. Yesterday brought warmer temps and more showers and storms to the Annapolis region, and today will likely produce similar results with highs in the mid-80s to low 90s, along with another threat of PM showers and storms. Then it looks like skies will clear out Wednesday a day earlier than originally expected as a cold front moves through the region, with plenty of sunshine in the skies above as highs reach into the 85 to 91 degree range. Then it's more sunshine Thursday through Saturday, with highs Thursday and Friday in the mid-80s to near 90 degrees in spots, followed by upper 80s to mid-90s both Saturday and Sunday, with a chance of PM showers and storms returning Sunday to the region to close out the weekend. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of Dmv Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching DCMDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Store. And also be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and use our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Here's to the teacher who spends her weekend helping children who need a little extra attention. To the soldier who missed the birth of his baby while serving overseas. To the EMT working full-time and taking night classes. To the police officers and firefighters working long hours away from their families to keep our families safe. Here's to you, our hometown heroes. I'm Alan Hyatt, Chairman and President of Severn Bank, and we know there are many heroes among us, men and women who serve without expecting anything in return, which is why we're honored to offer our Hometown Heroes program to educators, law enforcement officers, firefighters, first responders, healthcare workers, and military personnel. Whether you're opening a checking account or buying a new home, we're here to give back to you. Learn more about our Hometown Heroes program at severnbank.com. Severn Bank, here with you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.